we're going to talk about energy conservation and focusing in on your dreams, your desires, your destiny in order to make it happen. And I'm doing it all with inspiration from my own home, which is why I titled this Shut the Red Door, Honey. I was outside watering my plants, taking care of the dog and the kids. It was a weekend, so the kids are in and out, in and out, in and out, like kids tend to do, right? And we have two doors. We have a glass storm door, and then we have a wooden door that's painted red. I love my red doors. And so every time the kids come out, they close the storm door, mostly because it closes automatically, but they always forget to shut the wooden door. It's the middle of the summer. It's over 100 degrees here and humid. Our electric bill was like $800. So I'm telling them, shut the red door. Make sure you shut the door. Every time I say shut the door, they say, oh, it's shut, because they're thinking the storm door, so the flies and things like that don't get in. They're not thinking about the energy conservation because that's something invisible to them. It's something they can't see and they don't understand. So I have to specifically say, shut the red door, so that they remember to shut the wooden door. So I find myself out in the yard all day long yelling, shut the red door, honey. Honey, shut the red door. All day long. Shut the red door. But it got me inspired. It got me thinking about a shamanic principle that we call no back doors. And with this shamanic principle, this is about having an energetic escape route. When we're called to something, when we have a spiritual plan, and there's that chaos I was telling you about last week. It's gonna be here. We roll with it around here. 3 kids, dogs, cats, we're just gonna roll with it. Having a back door is an energy escape plan. When you have a focus, when you have a calling, when you know what you want to create in life, whether it's starting a new business or getting a degree in something or just getting that dream job, anything that you want in life, you have to focus on it. You have to make it your intention. And when we have backup plans and extra options, which is what we call the back door, because you have a front door, but then you also have your back door. So if you have these extra options, it thins out your energy, because if you're focusing only on that front door, all of your personal energy, and you only have so much personal energy per day to spend, your energy is currency. If you're focusing all of that energy on the front door, then every step you take is a potent step towards that front door. If you have your energy spread between the front door and the back door, that means that you're making plans for both things. Your energy is spread more thinly. You have some energy going towards this project, this thought, this hope, this dream, this desire, and you have some energy going towards this other thing. You're spreading your energy thin, which means that neither project is being hit with potency. That also means that you're more likely to take the back door than to actually accomplish the thing that you want. And here's why. We don't usually make back doors out of inspiration. That's what the front door is. The back door is almost always made out of fear. We have some fear-based contingency plan. If this doesn't work out, if I'm not good enough for this, if I fail at this, if I'm not qualified enough for this, if I'm not worthy enough for this, if I'm rejected from this, if we have some sort of fear, that's when we create the backup plan. And this keeps us from fully committing to the life that we want to create. We have this unconscious exit strategy that divides our energy between our vision and fear. It prevents us from stepping into our full power. And this is often a plan that we secretly keep in case we don't believe that our highest path will work. Now, I want to clarify a few things here because there are some things that are just wise to do, like having car insurance, having medical insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance. These are contingency plans put in place in case something bad happens. And we don't make those out of fear most of the time. We make those because those are wise decisions, because we know that things happen. Having a savings account is a wise thing to do because we know that things happen. It doesn't mean we're living a day-to-day fear-based belief system that, oh, we're going to get into a car wreck, or, oh, something bad's going to happen. We tend to not think that usually. These are just things that are smart, they're wise, and quite often they're the law, because some of you wouldn't have health insurance or car insurance if you didn't have to by law. So these aren't necessarily fear-based things or belief-based things. They are just wise things and part of what we do as a society to help ourselves, to give ourselves a boost to keep moving in the right direction. For instance, your front door plan is to be healthy. That's always your inspiration. And in the case that you become ill or you have an accident or things like that, your health insurance is the thing that boosts you and helps you get healthy again, right? So it's still the same vision. With your car, your goal is to get from place to place in a vehicle that works and works well and isn't going to shut down in the middle of the highway. We don't want anything dangerous. And so in the case that something bad happens, you get a flat tire, somebody rear ends you, something goes wrong with it, you have this AARP, or you have insurance, or the towing company that you call and it helps get you from place to place and it shows up for you. I think that might be AARP. But that is the thing put in place not out of fear of you failing at your car, but because you know that vehicles are machines and things go wrong. And so that will help supplement you and get you back to where you need to be in a safe car, to be in a safe vehicle. So this insurance, this savings account, whatever it is here, is actually geared towards helping springboard you back into your front door if you ever need it. A back door is a plan that we have that is opposing the front door. Because when we have a fear-based thing, belief system in our minds, we're saying, well, this is what I want, but I might not be good enough, I might fail, people might reject me, and so then instead, I'll do this thing. And it pulls your energy into two completely separate paths. And because this one is fear-based, you're almost always more likely to choose it because it's the easiest path. The easiest path is not the one where you have to be brave, where you have to be courageous, where you have to be powerful and seen and really go for your goals. Your dreams are the hardest things for you to do because our subconscious, our ego, is more afraid of the unknown, of the things that we have not accomplished yet. It would rather pull us back into the familiar. So if you have two plans, one to move forward into the unknown, but something you really want to create, and something kind of fear-based, based on a belief system that you already have around rejection or failure, this is the easier one. This feels like the safer one. This feels like the familiar one, right? So it's so easy for us just to sit back down. No loss, right? We haven't really lost anything. We had nothing to lose just by not moving forward towards that one thing. We can just stay in the familiar or do something different that's more supported by other people rather than going off and doing our own thing. Whatever this thing is, it's always going to be easier to do the other thing. And if a back door exists, you're going to take it. In fact, in my home, and of course this is just a metaphor, in my home we don't even use the front door. I do not use the front door. I use the back door. We go in and out the back door. That's the door we use because it's the easiest door. It's the door that's closest to the driveway. It's the door that leads us out onto the deck. It's the door that leads to the yard. What am I going to do in the front door? Nothing. There's nothing to do out of the front door for me, personally. So this is what I'm talking about. If there's something that you want to create, if there's something new, if there's a dream, if there's something you want to reach for, no matter how big or small, that has to be your main focus. This is energetic coherence. not that split of energy. We want your energy to be whole and focused and potent, moving towards what you want. We can't split your energy between action and retreat. This is a fear disguisal. Remember I said that sometimes it's a secret plan? It's fear disguised as a safety net. Safety nets are cool. We like to feel safe. But it's disguised as safety. It's just fear of what could happen. If we leave the door open in the back all the time, we don't have enough AC to cool the house. If that back door's open, shut the red door, honey. If our back door's open, all the AC is going out. And then we don't have enough to cool our house. So we have a warm house, so a lukewarm house. We don't want a lukewarm house. We want a cold house. We want all of our potency and all of our energy inside the house. If you're in a rowboat and each oar is rowing separate directions, what's going to happen? Nothing. I don't think you're going to go very far. If your rowboat's going separate directions, you're just pouring out all of this energy everywhere. If you want to start your own business, but instead you end up going back to a job you hate because that's the easier thing, your life is going to be filled with those negative feelings because you hate your job. You want love, but then you have a belief system that says, oh, they're just going to leave me anyways. I want to talk about that one, actually. I want to talk about that one because right now we're talking about a shamanic principle called no back doors, but in psychology, a back door is an unresolved belief, wound, or energetic opening that allows repeated cycles and negativity to continue. And I want to talk about that because this is a subconscious invite. If we think like we want peace, right? We want love, right? And on the healing path, we work on these things until we have affirmations and positive experiences. Like maybe we are meditating. Maybe we do have a belief that I'm powerful enough, that I'm good enough, that I'm wonderful, that I'm beautiful. But do you still hold the belief system that no matter what, everyone's going to leave you? Because if that belief system is still there and you've built positive belief systems around it, okay, so I have a core belief system that says everyone always leaves. But then through healing work or just surface level healing work, we have positive belief systems around it that says, but I'm worthy, but I'm beautiful, but I'm powerful, but I love myself. Those are all great belief systems to have, but they're built on top of a negative core belief system. This is your back door. So if it ever gets too hard out there, if you're ever faced with an issue, you know that you love yourself, you know you're worthy, you know everything's fine, you're going to be okay no matter what. But you're also expecting the no matter what to happen. So it will continue to happen. The cycle will continue because you have a back door. You have an energetic opening that allows that cycle to continue. So you have to get to that core belief system that says they're going to leave no matter what. And when that's resolved, then all of those other positive belief systems that you had built around it can flourish independent and in a free way. All of your energy can go towards those things and the negative cycle stops. This is like, it's a subconscious invite. Like this is, if you want peace, your front door is meditation and breath work, but your back door is perfectionism, self-criticism. You can't do both, even if you're on the healing path and doing things in a positive way. Because that perfectionism, that self-criticism, that's showing you that you still have a core belief somewhere, that you still have an energetic opening that's keeping these negative cycles and systems going. So if you want love, you got to stop telling yourself that they're all going to leave you anyways. If you want to write a book, stop waiting until you feel qualified, because none of those are actual front doors. Those are where you have built back doors to your front doors. these subconscious fears. And all back doors are made from past experiences, from past wounded experiences. So we need to really sit with why we've built a back door to any particular thing that we're doing. We need to look at our past wounds. We need to look at our past experiences. And part of you, the ego part of you, is going to say, well, the past dictates the future. I learned from my past because that's how people are, or that's how the world works. But remember that this is a fear. It's a fear that's disguised as something smart. So what you really need to be asking yourself, besides, well, if I let go of this, I'll be hurt again. What you really need to ask yourself is, where am I withholding my full commitment? Because I'm allowing, I'm reaching. Your subconscious is actually reaching to the past to get an excuse as to why it can't move into the future. Because that's actually what's happening. Anytime you have a past experience, great, you had that past experience, but that past experience was specific to that person you experienced it with, not specific to you, not specific to the world in general. And there are many people in this world. And many people in this world you will have bad experiences with. And you'll also have good experiences with. But none of them actually reflect your true nature or your true character. Only you can dictate that. And your true character today might be 1,000 times different than your true character in the past. So quit looking to the past to dig out excuses as to why you can't accomplish the thing in your future. Where are you withholding your full commitment? Where do you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the thing that you want to create? Like, you can be excited and inspired and still pulling, well, I don't know if I really want to do this thing. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's create it. Also, I don't know like what's going to be going on with me on that date, and I have to make sure I have a sitter. You're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You're not fully committed, because if you were fully committed, you would find a way to make that thing happen no matter what. Where am I not fully committed to the thing that I want to create? Where have I left myself an escape route because I don't trust what's possible? Oh, because I don't trust what is possible. Do you trust what's possible? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust the universe? Do you trust what is possible? If not, go back to my trust video. I'm not going to talk about it again. Your savings and your insurance is a wise thing to do. But backup plans come from a wound where you fundamentally don't believe in yourself. Self-trust, you gotta have it. And you don't earn self-trust before doing the things that you want to do. Self-trust is a learned experience as you go through life. When you fully commit yourself to something and you take action to actually do it, then you slowly start to see what you are capable of accomplishing, how wonderful you can be. And each thing is an experience. Not everything's going to be perfect the first time we do it. And that's great. That's a learning experience, because then we adjust. We say to ourselves, okay, I know what people need now, or I know how to do this in a better way, a bigger way. I know how to do this in a safer way for other people and their emotions. And you keep moving and adjusting and growing. You don't just stop because something wasn't perfect. That's an excuse to not move forward. We have to fundamentally believe in ourselves and keep moving towards the front door. Keep moving towards what's possible and what the universe has for us. There's this story I heard, like a military story, about how like back in the day when they were at war and they would get to the place where they were going to fight, like the ships would come in and then they would burn the ships. Like they'd sail to where they were going, all the troops would go onto the lane, and then they would burn the ships. And this was actually to like keep the troops from retreating, to keep them from running, to keep them from abandoning, because what they needed to focus on was the war, what's going on in front of them, the fight, the battle. And I don't want this to feel like something that you're fighting. But if you have a back door, that is how this will feel. If you have a back door, if you have that wound, if you have a fear belief system, if you don't trust yourself in the universe moving forward and trust what's possible, then every time you try to create something is going to feel like a battle, like a war. And you have to burn your ship. You have to teach yourself that retreat is no longer an option. It's just not an option. All of your energy has to be fully available to you moving forward. And a back door is not just a backup plan. It's where your fear negotiates with your future. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about how your fear sits and argues with your destiny? Like if you could make your fear a person and you could make your destiny a person, and they're just fighting, and you're in the middle of this battle between the two, retreat can no longer be an option. That's something you have to put to bed. That's something you have to put to rest, because your energy flows where your attention goes. Where you focus is where all of your energy is. And the more your energy is scattered among backup plans, safety nets, other issues, just things that you could do if this thing doesn't work out. The more your energy is scattered between those things, the less of your personal energy remains in your life to truly build what you're asking for. It makes a distraction. The direction is a force, and that force is powerful enough to create the life of your dreams. Your energy needs to be unified for one future. Your energy needs to be fortified for one future. So I encourage you to go deep inside and figure out what you're afraid of, what you're truly afraid of, why you don't believe in yourself, and then burn that ship. Shut the red door, honey. Shut it. You're worth this. All of us have a future that we can move towards. For some of us, that future might look like just living peacefully or living joyfully. For others of us, it might look like building something, starting a new career, joining a club. Whatever it is that you have a heart and a desire to create and to do, this is your life. These are your experiences. You deserve to get that, to obtain that, to move towards that. And the only person truly stopping you from that is you, your fear, your excuses, your disbelief in yourself and what's possible. So shut the red door, honey. I'm Mary Colozzo. Welcome home.